Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Fumi Adepoju, and if you're new on this channel, for the past few series, I've been talking about settling in as a baker in a new country. I moved from Nigeria to Canada, and it's been a few months, and I've settled in properly. I'll be talking today about preparing for your first set of cake orders and what you should know, what you to check, just things to prepare you properly for your first to have a successful first cake delivery. I came with a few pack of a product that I was used to, which is Vision whipping cream, because I know that with that product I can work on cake very fast. It's a product I've used over the years, and I know that moving to a new country I might have to start doing a lot of try and error, checking what works and what does not work. And I don't want anything to exactly make me unable to work on the cake. So I brought something that I was comfortable with to start with while I familiarize with the new environment that I'm moving to. So I bought about 8 kg of the product. It's like a whipped cream, but it's powder and it can be ready in a few minutes. It's stable. I'm used to it. So while I take I think the first 6 cakes I did were whipped cream because it's my ready to go, my go-to sure banker, something I've been very used to. And while I moved in, one of the strategies I also used was that I looked for a baker. And this is a lifesaver. This is a very good strategy. Like I recommend. I greatly recommend. So, if you are intending to start baking immediately or to make cake work your source of livelihood here, and you're not ready to, you want to go into something entirely new, you want to continue with your cake work almost immediately, I think you should find a baker to work with. So, I just went online and I checked if there are bakers close to me that do something that looks like what I like. There are different kinds of aspects to this cake. There are cake shops that just sell desserts, simple cakes, and all of that. There are cake shops that work on custom cakes. So, the kind of cakes you're interested in. So, I really wanted to work with a baker that does a lot of custom cakes. So, I used my Instagram, I used my Google, I use all the social media apps that I have to. I looked for I used my Instagram and I just searched for there's a way you can search maybe in your location, set your location or type in your location. So you just say bakers. If you're using Instagram, you can just say bakers in Toronto, or you can even limit it to your intersection or somewhere very close to you, few kilometers from you, that the location is really, really close. You can get there and work with them without spending so much on transport. So you could just put, if you're using your Google map or Google, you can just put bakers near me or cake shops near me or something like that. So I found a number of bakers. Some of them are in the country I am, but they are quite far. People that really have loved to work to, most of them are far from me. Some of them are not taking people. Some of them are working from home and they're not interested in people working with them. So you want somebody that has a store, someone that has a store. So you resume and close. So I found a few of them and I reached out to them via Instagram. My name is Toso, so I just moved into the country and I want to, while I'm trying to settle down, I'm hoping I could work for you if you need extra hands. I just composed the message and I sent to a number of them on Instagram. A few of them will respond, a few of them will not respond. I also did the same on my Google, on Google Map or Google. When you search bakers near you and you see the ones you like, most time you see the pictures of their work, so you know if it's somebody you really want to work with. You see a picture, you see some pictures of their work, you see how they operate, you see their email addresses, you see how you can contact them. There are some that by the time I checked on Google, I saw their website. On getting to their website, I saw they're actually even looking for decorators. I found one or two like that. They're actually looking for decorators. They stated they had needed full time, they need part time. Um, they just mentioned all it takes to work with them. So there are some of them that are actually seeking decorators. I think the ones I found that were seeking decorators that would have loved to work with. When I look at the distance, I just know that I don't want something that will stress me. Like, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the road. I'm not mobile. Even if I'm mobile, I want something really close to me. So one of the people I contacted on Instagram actually responded, and she was like, "Oh, that's nice. Can I send her a email, my CV?" I have to prepare a CV, nothing serious. Just talked about I'm a baker in Nigeria. I've baked for I make, you just design a CV that talks more about the baking aspect of your life. So I just quickly edited, my academic qualification, my portfolio, and everything. So I think she checked my Instagram handle and also saw my profile, saw the works I've done. So she was interested in working with me. And I think before I could even send her the email, she got back to me and even asked if I was willing to start immediately. That could be luck, but I feel there is likely somebody around you that you can learn from. And for me, I didn't even want somebody from the same country as myself. I wanted somebody that, probably somebody that is used to this environment. The weather is different. What people want here is different. The style is different. A lot of things are different. So I want somebody that has already settled in or is already a part of the community I came into. So this person that reached out to me is not even a national. She's not even a citizen of the country that I'm in, but she also moved here. Somehow she was baking from home on up till like a year ago thereabout. She moved out less than 2 years ago. So she's somebody that looks like, oh, I think I would get some knowledge, some exposure, some insight working with this person. I checked their works. They're not like um as like my kind of cake exactly, but at least I just know that I'll be able to offer her value. So she reached out to me. I was like, "Are you willing to start immediately?" And I said no, because I actually was looking at when the school resumes, when my kids go to school, then I can go to work. So there was no way I could resume immediately. Then schools were on break. So I just told her no, that I was just making inquiries in advance and knowing what it takes to work with people here. So I told her that when the kids resume in school, then I will have the time to work. Immediately the kids resume in school, I got back to her. She asked me to come around to her workplace, and she has a beautiful space. It's like an outlet. She sells all sorts of desserts. She makes cakes, she does bread, she does fondant cakes, buttercream cakes, all sort of nice stuff. So she just told me that I'll be working with her as a cake decorator in the fondant section, and that was just it. I made sure that, okay, on terms of price, I just asked, based on the fact that I checked online and seen um what a cake decorator is being paid per hour, it helped me to negotiate um my allowance, or is it wages, with her. Then I love the experience. It has exposed me to, understanding this weather. Fondant in this place is different. What they used to crumb coat the fillings, the preparation before even covering your cake is a lot different, and you get to know what people ask for, because it's a walk-in store. People come in, ask questions. Oh, I want the cake. Um, how much is this? How many kg? Those questions, how many servings, those things that I was not used to back home. I was able to, get some exposure into what really works here. How does consultation goes? How do they make payments? What are the different options, flavors that people really ask for? How does it work? How do you move out? How do you get, you can begin to, how do you employ people? If you're looking at setting up something like that too, it exposes you to a lot of things. So I was glad I went through that route. So I think I really recommend, if you can find a place to work. You also have to network, find other bakers like yourself, maybe from your home country. If you can network, if you can find one or two that will also put you through where to get things, where to buy stuff at good price. Those are things that you would really want to get. Then when you begin to buy your stuff, you have to try them out. If you're not lucky to get a place to work like me, then you have to spend so much resources trying products out. You can't just take an order and pick one product from the store and think you can just work on a fondant cake, buying fondant. You just surprise yourself. So it's better to try. If you have family and friends that you can make cake for, start ahead. If you begin to take your orders, you have to start ahead, because if you face any challenge, maybe your fondant failing on you, you can easily start again or change the design. You're not under pressure. So you have to start your cake, you have to start preparing for your cake a lot ahead. Maybe normally if you do 2 days ahead in your home country, you might have to do like 4 days ahead here, so that if anything fails, you can quickly rectify it before the customer comes on you. So um having said that, i I had to put my business on Google. I I there's a way you have to register your business. Thankfully, it's so smooth and easy. I just went online, read about it, did it, got the certificates instantly. So I was able to register my business as a sole proprietor. Just start from the barest minimum. You want to just that's for me. Many people didn't even have to register their business and they were making their money. Depends on how you want it. You can just back the way we have it back home. If you're Nigerian, we can do business for years before you register, even though it's not professional, even though it's not exactly right, but people do it. You just keep taking your order on a solo, but there are things you can't do because if your business is not registered, you may not be able to do some things. So I was able to register my business, open a business account. I just wanted to get things right from the scratch. There are mistakes we have made back home, and they're already lessons for us. So we don't want to repeat those mistakes. I want to get it right from the start. I want to be able to track all my orders. I want to be able to track all the payments because we'll be doing a lot of taxing here. So I wanted to get things right from start. So I read about it. I talked to a few people about it. They asked me to register my business, make sure I track all my income and expenses, open a business account. And if you do all of that, your business has to be registered. So I registered my business, opened the business account with the bank. Um, I was able to place my business on Google. That's simple. You just go to your Google Map app, go to add the business under the settings. Then you add your business. It just looks like a profile the way you have your Instagram profile. You can add your email. You can add some of the pictures of your work, your menu. You can add a lot of things on your Google Map, and that just makes it easy for people in your neighborhood. So when somebody holds their phone anywhere in their neighborhood and just say bakers near me, they find you because you're on Google Map. Do you understand? So putting yourself on Google Map is like a free advertisement for you. The only issue I have with Google Map is that people mostly go online for cake or baker near me at the instant they need a cake. So you might be getting more of cakes they want within few hours. Even though I've clearly stated that this is a custom cake person, you need 5 days pre-order time, but because people feel they can just go on Google. I want cake. Where can I get cake right now? Bakers near me, cake shop near me. Google will still suggest you to them. So it's now to you if you can meet up with the time, or you tell them sorry. This as bold as you can make it on your Google Map details profile. Make sure you clearly state how many days other time you need. I think I put 5 days for custom cake and 24 hours for ready to go, like simple regular cake. So what I did is I make sure that at the beginning of the week I bake a few cake and keep in the freezer. So if I get regular order, I pick my whipped cream, or if you're working with buttercream, you'd have made buttercream down so that you can just pick your cream and decorate your cake within short time. So those are for regular cakes that does not need a lot of designing, that you can make ready within few minutes. But for custom cakes, they have to pre-order. So putting myself on Google has been like the deal breaker for me because I don't have to know people. I don't have to get referral from friends. Most of the cakes I've done here so far, I don't know most of them. There are people that just went on Google and they see the pictures of the work I've done and they just place their order. You give them your account number, they pay you the advance, and you get your work ready. Um, After having worked with whipped cream, by the time I was going to start working with fondant, I had to do a lot of research. Yes, I've worked with fondants in the place I work as an employee, but I noticed that the the things they used to prepare their fondant cake before the fondant company was a lot different from what I use, and I'm not even as exposed to those things yet. Now I'm not working in a place to just go and get from them without adding value. My main reason for working there, yes, especially as part of people, I'm also offering value. I'm delivering on what I'm expected to deliver. I'm supposed to decorate cake for them, and I'm delivering on that. So I'm not involved in the baking of the cake. I'm not involved in the preparation of the cake. They actually do all the layering, all the filling, all the crumb coating, all the first coating before I now decorate. So I don't know the things in the short time that I've spent. I know with time I get to know some of those things. I don't know how they do prepare some of those things they use in preparation of the cake. So for me, I have to bake my cake from scratch, do my crumb coating or whatever first layer of course I want to give before the fondant cake. So I know that I have to do a lot of research. So I went online, checked the fondant. Yeah, is quite soft, or maybe they have different brands of fondant. So if you just walk into a store and you just buy a fondant, you may be surprised that it's not working for you because it's probably too soft for what you're used to, and you don't know how to. You're just having a very wobbly looking cake when the fondant is too soft. You have to probably buy a fondant and still buy CMC to kind of stiffen the fondant. The product of color you're using are totally different. And that's why I can't emphasize enough that you should make sure that you start work early so that if you have any fail in the process of delivering the work, you can easily start over again. Just start slow. Don't rush yourself. Don't go and start with wedding cake. Just start slow. Start with family and friends. Start with your own personal cake if you have kids or loved ones around you. So um I think that's worthy of noting. Know your product, try the product out, know what works and what does not work. And for the clients, for the customers, for me, it's been smooth. They just tell you what they want, ask them for flavors. They will mention the flavor they want. If you can ask about allergies. One of the culture talk I got was customers will come telling you, do you have eggless cake? Do you have fatless cake? Do you have gluten free cake? Do you have there are lots of things that they're specific about what they want with their cake, so they mention what they want their cake to look like. And if you're not used to working with, they ask me questions. I'm like, what is this one? How many kg is your cake? How many servings? So it's like you're going to school and on learning and relearning a lot of things all over again. So you should just prepare your mind for all of that. Learn what works in your environment. These are things that I got on a platter of gold because of where I work. I saw how they deal with their customer. Your charging is another thing you have to figure out after a lot of time. You might not know what to charge. Maybe you're trying to get used to a new currency. You don't know what is what, and it will take a time to get a hold of that. I just kind of surveyed what's obtainable in the market. So you could go online and check what people are charging for a custom cake, just to have an idea. Then you start small. Just start from something that you can know. You're trying to attract your customer. Just the way we started all over. The way we started. Um, when I was in Nigeria, we had to first do a set of cakes that we're not thinking about a lot of profit. We were just wanting to push ourselves out. So, I checked with a few friends that are already here baking. I got their price list. If they're willing to share, go online, check what cakes people are charging for cake. Then you can just stay somewhere in the middle. Then as you begin to get hold, buying things in the market, doing things for yourself, you now know what it might take up to a year for you to know what exactly you want to set for yourself as price lists or price tag. It's okay to decide that I don't want to do this kind of cake. You can tell your customer, I don't do gluten free cake. I don't do this is what I do. I don't do sugar free cake. I don't do it's your menu. You can kindly just tell them no, I don't do that. You'll find customer that wants what you do. So you don't have to. It's just that I want to, I want to be able to fit into the market. I want to have a wider range. I want to learn. I want to pick up new styles also. So I was willing to learn those things, but it's not compulsory. With time I'm open with time that I won't have to even do cream cakes. I want to focus more on custom fondant cakes. So you can decide what exact. Then about shopping, there are a few stores. What are the things you want? You can go online and just type cake toppers, cricut toppers around me, cake accessory around me. I began to build my community. I began to check, add Instagram pages that match my needs. Somebody to make your toppers, somebody to make your if you want to order things, the accessories you want to use with your cake that you can't make yourself, you can begin to search those things online. So what I did was, okay, aside the fact that we have the advantage of ordering things on places like Amazon, a lot of online stores, you can also add up Instagram pages of people that offer services. So you just go on your browser, type what you want, and put your location. So cake toppers or stock card toppers, cake toppers around me. You'll find vendors, and you can just check their Instagram handle and follow them. You see their contact. Another thing I use is Marketplace. Back home, I wasn't using Marketplace. Marketplace is an option on Facebook where people put out what they sell, whether services or products. So on Marketplace, it was a lot easy for me to find people that are very close to me. So I could set my location on my Facebook Marketplace to like maybe somewhere about this distance, maybe somewhere no more than 10 minutes from where I am. So I can see vendors. This will restrict the vendor options, people that are that close to you. So I searched for, I think when I needed a cake topper for a cake, I wanted a custom name and I don't have the machine to make it. I just searched cake toppers near me and I found a few vendor. I reached out to them and I was lucky to find, I think the first cake topper I wanted, I found a vendor that was living beside my house, like number one, number two. She was next to my house. She was just, I just had to walk out, go to the next house, next building to my house. I was able to find somebody that makes cake topper near me. And imagine if I had not used Google, I would have spent so much maybe going to pick it up or delivery and all of that. So Marketplace is a very handy tool. Like you need that. You need that. You might even be able to get your machines if you want fairly used products. You can say for people that are trying to sell their own. There are people that may be quitting the business or they have the machine in the house as a gift and they didn't use it. There are people that a lot of people that are selling off their mixers. So you can just go to Facebook Marketplace and search for what you want to buy. Find somebody that is near you that has the product, just compare prices and get them. So that's for sourcing your machines, your tools, your equipment, your decorating materials. Then, of course, there are walk-in stores that offer nice deals. I've seen walk-in stores that tell you that if you buy something up to $80, you get free delivery. So you just have to plan yourself well and order ahead so that you get the free delivery. So I walk into a lot of stores just to check. Okay, when I go on Google and I search for something, I see options on this that I'm passing by and I see such stores. I just walk in so that I know where to get things when I need them. So I think with all this information, you should be better prepared. Don't forget to come with a few things that gives you an easy start, that makes it easy for you to start. You can come with a few things. My own few things included my Vision whipping cream, which gave me very, like, I was grateful I came with them. I was very grateful I came with them. And I know very soon I'll run out of it and I don't even have to, buy more of it from Nigeria. But at least it's helped me to blend in, it helped me to settle in. So I'm not under pressure. I had something to work with while I'm trying to learn and adapt new recipes. So if you want more of this video, please kindly comment on this post. um Let me know what you think about the informations, and I intend to do this series for a while to just assist people that are relocating at this period or trying to settle in a new place, trying to get their first set of customers. It's not so difficult, and I believe if you can just follow some of these guidelines, you will enjoy yourself in your new location. Thank you. God bless you. Till we see you again some other time. Bye. My name is Fumi.